Every financial story teaches something. Today's story begins with Karen Boyd. Karen had been driving the same route to work for 11 years without a single accident. So when someone rear-ended her at a red light, her first instinct wasn't panic. It was mild annoyance. Nobody seemed hurt. The damage looked minor. She exchanged information with the other driver and went on with her day. She never called the police. It hadn't felt necessary. A few days later, Karen filed a claim with her insurance company for the bumper damage. Weeks after that, a letter arrived. Claim denied. The reason listed was that the insurer was unable to substantiate the circumstances of the loss. Karen read that sentence 3 times before it sank in. She'd been rear-ended. There was nothing to substantiate. It had simply happened. And this is worth pausing on, because it's the single most useful thing to understand about claim denials. A denial letter is a business decision by an adjuster working from whatever evidence exists in the file. It is not a final ruling, and it's almost always appealable. Insurers are required, under standards most states have adopted, to explain the specific reason for a denial in writing. That reason is the starting point for a response, not the end of the conversation. In Karen's case, the file was thin. No police report. No photos. Just her word against a claims adjuster who had never seen the intersection. So Karen built the case she should have built from the start. She went back to the intersection and photographed the skid marks still faintly visible on the pavement. She got a written repair estimate that specifically described damage consistent with a rear impact. She contacted the other driver, who confirmed in writing what had happened. She wrote a formal appeal letter, referenced her policy number, attached every document, and sent it through the insurer's official appeals process. Not just a phone call, which leaves no paper trail. 3 weeks later, the denial was reversed. Karen's repair was covered in full. She also learned something she hadn't known before. If the appeal had failed, she could have filed a complaint directly with her state's insurance department, which investigates exactly this kind of dispute and can hold insurers accountable to the standards they're required to follow. Karen didn't need a lawyer, and she didn't need to threaten anyone. She needed documentation and the persistence to use the appeal process that already existed. An insurance denial can feel like a locked door. More often, it's just a request for better evidence than the insurer currently has. Financial protection rarely begins with money. It begins with knowledge. I'm Daniel Brooks. This is American Financial Stories. Knowledge is your first line of financial protection.